Good afternoon. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads. I hope you're doing well. I am here with another video, and it's a miscellaneous video. I'm calling this my top 5 books to get me out of a slump busters, something like that. I have 2 honorable mentions, by the way, as well. And so I noticed I have a couple other miscellaneous videos kind of like this where I do top lists of some nature. And so I created a playlist on my channel to kind of folder these videos. And so that way it makes it easier on you all to find out where these are. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. These are books that I always kind of gravitate towards if I'm in kind of a slump reading wise, which doesn't seem to happen too often, but these are just, I'm going to really enjoy these reads. Obviously, I mentioned that in my review of Airframe, which I will link at the end of the video. I mentioned that I really enjoyed that book. I could easily have put this on this list, but just because it was recent, I wanted to find some others as well that I loop in here. So without further ado, we'll start with the two honorable mentions. First being R.A. Salvatore's Drizzt Do'Urden series. There's like 40 books in this series. It's a fantastic series. I made it to book 13 or 14, and then I kind of just took a break from them. But in particular, the first 3 books in the trilogy, they are fantastic. Dealing specifically with Drizzt before he meets his other friends that he goes on adventures with down the road in the series. But you get to see his homeland, his mom, his dad, and you get a real great insight of him as a dark elf in the underworld. And it is a fantastic read. I mean, Salvatore does a really good job writing this. I love the diary entries at the beginning of chapters and parts of the book, and so I really enjoy this book. My other honorable mention is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I like this story. I think Blake Crouch is a phenomenal writer. I'm in the middle of reading the Wayward Pines trilogy, which I'm enjoying. I just really like sci-fi thrillers, and this is a great one, and I've read it multiple times, and I always enjoy it. And so with that out of the way, let's talk about my top 5. And so in 5th place, we have Lawrence Block's Hitman series, or the John Keller series by Lawrence Block. These entries are fantastic. John Keller, this hitman, everyone calls him Keller. He's just very aloof, and he's doing crazy things, and it's hard to describe because Keller is he's out on these jobs to do these hits, but yet he gets hung up in the most mundane details, which has this real human frailty kind of aspect to it, and he has a very kind of dry sense of humor and very witty, and I just enjoy him. Coming up in 4th place, we have Jim Butcher's Dresden Files, Harry Dresden. I mean, I've read this series multiple times. This is 17 books in a short story collection. I can't wait for the next book to come out. Definitely to see Harry Dresden over the course of these 17 books and his character involvement and the different relationships and traitorous acts between friends and who could be friends, and just there's so many themes and emotions through this series. I always enjoy these. These are highly acclaimed. I cannot recommend these enough, and I really love the Dresden Files. In 3rd place, we have The Street Lawyer by John Grisham. I like John Grisham as a writer, a thriller writer, legal thrillers. This particular entry, The Street Lawyer, is one of my favorite Grisham books. I always enjoy it, and it's a really great tale. The opening is fantastic. You get to see basically a lawyer who realizes that there's more to life than just working nonstop and making money at a law firm. And he goes and takes the dive and does what a lot of people can't and just goes for it, and does kind of work for way less than what he's capable of earning, but yet he has a fulfillment within his heart of the work that he is doing because it's making a difference. And so I really enjoy this story. It's a very unique take on lawyers and the legal system in general, and it's great. In second place, we have Lee Child's Jack Reacher series. This particular entry, this is, I think, book 2, Die Trying, one of my favorite in the whole series. Obviously, I think I have 3 books with the one that's coming out next month still to go. I enjoy Reacher. Obviously, I like the earlier entries better than the ones where Lee Child started writing with his brother Andrew Child, but Die Trying is a fantastic book. You really get to see how dynamic Reacher is, because a lot of people, after they read several Reacher books, can kind of think it's kind of start to get stale. It's kind of the same old, same old. This one is fantastic. There's a lot of action. You get to see depth to his character. It's really cool. You should check this out. And lastly, my favorite kind of comfort read that I know is going to just get me out of a reading slump. Like I said, I very rarely get into it, but this is the book that definitely I would turn to. My number one, The Hobbit by Tolkien. I mean, come on. This is such a good story. Bilbo, you have Smaug, the dragon, you have Riddles in the Dark, the Ring. I mean, you have Thorn and his dwarves, Gandalf. I mean, come on. Like, how can this not be a great read? So that is my list. I'm interested to know what your lists are. So drop me a comment. I'd like to know what some of your kind of faithful books are. Which old reliables. You know, you can grab that and like, hey, I haven't read that in a while. Let me grab that and that'll get me out of this funk I'm in. Let me know below. I'm interested. So I hope you're having a great Thursday, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.